It's time for the show that brings the magic right to your speakers. Ears up!
Whoa! What's up, everybody? It's late 2025, January 2025, and we're doing our first show of the year.
So late.
I feel strange about that, but also kind of good. But then I'm like, is everyone going to forget about us? Like, did we just get forgotten because, like, we haven't put out a show in 3 weeks or 4 weeks?
They haven't forgotten. We're unforgettable. It's like the song. It's like that.
I guess
that beautiful song.
About podcasting.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Cole Porter.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with everything going on in the world today, it'd be easy just to be like, oh, where are those idiots that make me so mad about Disneyland stuff? Where are those people? Where's Jason?
That is true.
I like the Eric guy. And then the other shows are fine too, but I want to be mad at somebody.
It's
So where's
2025.
Jason?
I'm a new Eric. I hate Disneyland.
See, and I love knots. So I feel like we're the perfect people to be running a Disney podcast. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. 2025. We are fresh off of a year meeting, year planning meeting, planning the year meeting, planning years. We met and we planned out this year. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. We have a lot of shows for you to get through, to sit there, to suffer through. Dottie, what are you doing?
I don't know what she's doing.
Why can't cat? You're biting me, bro.
She's feisty tonight.
I will kick you off of the lap.
She chased Alice around the house. Alice was like climbing on the chair, like scared of this cat today.
Yeah, I'm like, suddenly we have a bobcat. We need to get a friend for her.
I know, but we have to wait till after March.
No, I mean for Alice. Yeah, she has no friends. The cat's fine. The cat'll make it, you know.
No, she actually does have friends. And here's the thing about
Who, the cat?
No, Alice.
Oh.
About kids getting friends at school is that you raise your child to be cool, to be calm, to be kind, and like just have like a really cool, peaceful energy. And then they make friends. And then their friends are wild little crazy people. And then your kids, it's like everything you taught them just goes out of their brain, and they come home with like these weird sayings and these weird mannerisms, and it's like, oh, all of that work.
Are you criticizing my overactive child that I don't have?
Yes.
Yes.
Those born again dolls that you collect.
Yes. Well, you know what?
Oh gosh, those things are so like, I'm not judging people who have them because they have them for very real, necessary reasons. Sometimes. But oh wow, they're just bizarro. They are. They kind of. I mean, they kind of freak me out.
I saw a lady on TikTok taking her 3 born again kids to see Sonic the Hedgehog movie in the movie theaters last week. And I was like, I don't know what this means. I felt like I was on some kind of list from watching that clip. I'm like, I got to get off of this. I don't understand. That's a world I don't live in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, you can block my wife on TikTok. It's fine.
Does she collect born again babies?
No, I wish.
You do?
No, I don't.
Okay. See, with
Please,
Eric,
no.
we have to just check everything. What is serious and what is not?
Yes,
Because you live up in the
never
mountains.
know.
You never know.
I'm a man of mystery and sarcasm.
Well, one of the two, man. All right. Well, anyway, this is our year in review show. So normally, what we do is we have a list of categories, and we treat it like an awards show, right? Like a Oscars or whatever. But as the years went on, we sort of realized, and we were talking about this in the planning meeting last week or the week before, where everything's our answers are kind of the same, especially for Taren and I, because we haven't been to the parks in forever. And it's just, like we would do stuff like biggest loser, biggest winner, sad to see you go or whatever. And a couple things to note on that is we realized that not much in the parks changes. Really. I mean, this last year we had a lot of announcements, and of course we had Splash Mountain go away. But for the most part, nothing really leaves as often as we would have to have a category for that in some sort of year-end recap. You know what I mean? So we decided to gut that whole thing and approach it in a different way where we'd still like to talk about the year that happened and the year sort of in Disney, as it were. But we realigned it with 3 categories. Okay, so from now on, it's going to be the good, the bad, and the looking forward to.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what I need to do is sit and think of better category names for those, and I just didn't. I kept thinking about, well, if I played Mr. Fantastic as DPS, then I think I can sometimes then pivot off of the off-healing. And that's what I thought about instead.
I don't
Is
get
that
that
like
reference.
video game jargon?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
That's fine. So anyway, that's our new thing. So the good, we all have 3 points. The bad, I think I said let's do 1, but I have 2 because it's me. And then the looking forward to, I have a couple, and that's good. And I think it opens it up for us to talk a little bit about it, and we can share experiences. Because also the problem with the list thing is we had so many people on, and the list it was like 45 minutes a person, just going, well, I think that good, sad to see you go, my money, but and it was just year after year of the same, kind of thing.
It was just me and Jeremy talking about how much we loved living with the land.
Yeah, basically. Oh, my goodness. if those people think that, yeah. So that's what we did. We've redesigned it, and I think it'll be cool. It'll be a lot of fun. And moving forward, I think this also allows us to, talk about other things and bring a little more energy back into the show. Also, we have a game. It's the return of What the Bleep from Taren.
I think there's a lot of them, so I think we'll kind of split them up in between like our talking points.
Oh, fun.
Oh, okay. I was just going to play it.
I think we played in groups. Like this is how I imagined it. If we're going to talk about our good,
yeah,
we maybe talk about our good and then play some game. And then we talk about our bad and then play some game. And then we talk about our whatevers and play some game. Because there's a lot of them. And as fun as it is, hearing like 6 in a row kind of gets like, whoa. So that's what I was thinking. What were you thinking?
Well, just doing this in one segment. That way you carry the vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think 25 of them, if we do all of them, is just too many to do in a row.
Wow, you did some work.
In the past, we've kind of split it up like that.
We have?
Yeah.
And did it work?
Yeah.
Did it sound good?
Yeah.
No, I disagree with that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure that you do.
Okay. Okay, well, the best part about the show, something that will never change, is we don't plan for anything. We kind of get on the air and then plan it out. Just
after he talks about the planning session that we had last week.
Well, look, man.
It was very effective.
Yeah, it was. Hey, we have a lot of shows planned. Okay, well, I guess we could do that. Let's that really throws a wrench, Taren, but you know what? I'm going to go with you because you did the friggin' game. And so you probably know how it would work better than I do. So, you wouldn't like groups of 5 or something, or how does that
sounds
work?
about right.
Yeah, all right,
Sure.
that's fine. You want to start doing that?
Let's start with it.
Okay. Eric,
it's gonna work.
If this show doesn't work, it's her fault, right?
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
All right. Well, let's do that. Actually, before we do that, I want to have an announcement to make for everybody.
Oh no.
Yeah. We have officially contacted our concierge Jimmy and fully paid for our trip to Disneyland this year in March, everybody. What do you think of that? We're finally going back. Taren has saved up money, scrimped and saved. I was making nitroglycerin for people on my porch and illegally selling narcotics in order to pay for this trip, but we finally did it. We have saved up money. I talked to Jimmy from Concierge, and he's like, oh, great. I look forward to canceling this trip for you in 2 months. And I said, you're probably not wrong. But for now,
he's wrong.
We are going to do it. And it was a real treat to text Jimmy from Concierge and say, hey, look, man, here's everything. Do you still have my credit card? And he said, no. And I gave it to him. And that was it. It was painless. And, I said,
well, I did pay the credit card bill today, and that wasn't exactly painless.
It was painless for me because I didn't see it.
Well,
but the process was painless.
Yes,
that's what we're talking about. From Concierge. So if you want to be painless like me, if you don't like pain, if you're allergic to pain the way I am, Use Concierge for your next Disney Parks trip. Go to concierge.com. They will plan everything for you. All I had to tell Jimmy was, we want to stay at the Disneyland Hotel. And it's from this date to this date, Park Hopper. That's it. And he goes, okay, I'll handle the rest. And he goes, what about food? I go, we don't do that yet. We're going to do quick service. We're going to do a counter. It's fine. Everything else is fine. And, it'll be great. And then he reminded me the next day. He goes, hey, I don't want to take the thrill out of your trip or whatever. He goes, but have you made your park reservations yet? I'm like, no. How do you do that? And so he walked me through that because I couldn't figure it out. So it was very helpful. He held my hand the whole way through virtually. And that's great. That way we don't share norovirus with one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I might want to reach out to him too, because I was curious about Parthay Circle, because I think that they're still doing alfresco dining. I don't know. And that's why I want to reach out to Jimmy.
Is that dish with like basil with a white sauce or something?
No. Oh. That's just outdoor dining.
Why not just say outdoor dining?
Because it doesn't sound as cool. Okay. And it's not as expensive when you call it outdoor dining.
Oh, well, all right. What if I called it a picnic on the hill?
Well, that just would be inaccurate.
Yeah, there's no hill.
Fair.
Yeah. It's just on the balcony.
There could be. Okay. All right. Look, you are more than welcome to reach out to him. He definitely knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
As do all the fellow concierges over there at concierge.com. All right, Taren, how do we do this here? Remind us what the bleep is, please.
Okay. So what the bleep is is a game where we're going to listen to a clip from one of the EarzUp podcast shows, and it's not just this show. Sprinkled in are Scraping the Vault and Puny Pod and The Supreme Resort and all the other shows that are on this network. Bantam Milk. I haven't named them all, but you guys know. And so basically, we're going to listen to a clip with a bleep, and you guys have to guess what word is bleeped out.
That sounds good, man. All right, so it's me and Eric.
You and Eric.
Me versus Eric.
All right.
And for each of these segments, there's a 0-0 clip on there, and that's how we start the game.
For each of these segments. So I'm running the audio for her. For each of these segments, there's a 0-0 clip.
There's only one 0-0 clip, but you're going to play it before each segment. That's the intro.
What the?
That's the intro. See? That means the game is starting.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to go in order. Let's start with the first clip.
Okay. And so there's a bleep, and we have to guess what word is said, correct?
Yes. And this is from the EarzUp show.
This is from the EarzUp show. Okay. I don't know if it matters where it's from yet, I guess. All right. So it's me versus Eric. And then maybe we can do chat and then chat.
Okay.
Why not? What the hell, dude? Who cares? I wish I had prizes to give away. And then also I wish that everybody in the chat just wasn't an alternate host on this show. And then, I can give them away. But,
yeah,
whatever. I'll find something. Okay, here we go. First clip, Eric.
They had an 80-page document that said that the Reedy Creek Improvement District was the epitome of corporate.
Well, Eric said it, so I hope that he knows, but maybe not. It depends on when
these were long
his
ago.
villain arc it was.
Yeah.
Should we hear it again?
80-page document.
They had an 80-page document that said that the Reedy Creek Improvement District was the epitome of corporate
cronyism.
I'm going to say incompetence, which doesn't make any sense, but that's fine.
The chat is saying tomfoolery or greed.
Okay. All right.
Now somebody is correct.
Okay.
Why don't you play it?
Oh. All right, here we go. Ready?
They had an 80-page document that said that the Reedy Creek Improvement District was the epitome of corporate cronyism.
Wow, Eric got his own clip.
I am very surprised. I would not have remembered that I had said that.
Good job, Eric, man.
Oh.
Nice work.
All right.
You remembered your own.
I remembered a thing that I said a year ago.
All right, let's try another one. So do I play the opener again?
No.
Is that what you envisioned?
No, that's just each time we play the game.
All right.
Snow White was a big deal. It made the company. The Seven Dwarves are currently up the main headquarters.
Currently bleep up the main headquarters. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
The chat's onto something.
What's the
I think they're
chat
right.
say?
Chat is
Holding?
saying holding.
I want to hear that again
because they're
it's
literally
so-
on the building holding up
Let's
the
see.
roof.
Snow
of,
White was a big deal. It made the company.
They
I mean, the
didn't
Seven
take over
Dwarves
the
are
theater.
currently up the main headquarters. Snow White.
Yeah, it's probably okay. I don't know, so I'm gonna default out of it because I couldn't tell you. So let's see if the chat's right.
let's
Snow White was a big deal. It made the company.
They
I mean,
didn't
the Seven
take over
Dwarves
the
are
theater.
currently holding up the
Holding
main
up.
headquarters.
There you go.
good job, chat.
Good job so far.
All right, chat.
All right.
That was hard, man, because you had Dan yammering in the background.
Yeah. That did happen sometimes.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Honeydew milk tea with coconut lychee jelly topped with a creamy citrus foam. Like everything about that sounds
Amazing, man. The sound quality on our old show is terrible. I'm saying amazing because that's how Taren talks.
If you're going to say amazing, then I'll just go awesome for something else.
Yeah, okay, just to have a little variety.
All
Okay. Yeah, chat says amazing too, or unreal.
Unreal.
Oh,
Dottie, go away from me. You smell like cat litter
Awfulsome.
and love.
honeydew milk tea with coconut lychee jelly topped with a creamy citrus foam. Like everything about that sounds amazing.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and chat, I guess, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's a good place to take a break, huh, Taren?
Sure. That was only 3. That's fine. This is why we can't do 25. It gets a little old.
Well, no, it's not that it's
Oh.
old. It's
Oh, okay.
that I'm aware that I have to break it up.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, see, now I don't know what to do. Now you got me.
Well,
now you messed me up.
Sorry.
How dare you? So now I guess we're just gonna keep going.
Do 2 more.
Nicole, what's your thoughts on public?
I'm fine with it. It's like public dancing, right?
It could be anything.
Nicole, what's your thoughts on public?
I'm fine with it. It's like public dancing, right?
That could be anything, man.
Oh gosh, what did?
This is when Nicole was on, and I forget why she was on.
Because she was staying here.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
That was the only reason.
oh, she was this the main show or the secret show?
This was the main show.
We had Nicole on the main show. What were we doing? I guess we were bored.
She had recently gone to Disneyland.
Oh, see, that's why. Okay, not because we just have every guest that we have over has to come on the air. That's how they pay us
Although
back.
kind of.
Yeah.
Public dance.
Spitting? No, it's not spitting. Public dancing. But see, public dancing is dumb too. Keep that in your house. Draw the blinds. Draw the curtains.
Well, she said dancing, so.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
that's
I see
what
what
I'm
you're
saying.
saying.
Yeah. I heard the clip.
Okay.
3 times.
I know.
I don't know, Eric. What do you think?
Oh man, I can't even think of anything that would be anything
Kissing.
but vulgar.
I'm saying kissing. What's chat say? Chat saying fighting. All right. Well, Ryan's banned. I'm going to ban him from the chat.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking kissing. That's what I'm thinking.
Nicole, what's your thoughts on public singing?
I'm fine with it. It's like
Oh.
public dancing.
Jeez.
Wow.
And Bantha God, look at that, Rob.
Yeah, good job.
Damn, chat's.
Hey, Rob.
See, here's the problem with telling the chat that they're all playing together is because half of them got it wrong, but Rob saved them, so they are a
Sure did.
team. They could just say every word in the English language and then they get it right eventually.
All right. Well, speaking of Rob, let's do number 5.
All right, let's do number 5. One more, and then we'll finally take a break.
Yeah.
Jude Law's character is Jordan or something like that, whatever. He does not like droids. He could have been young in the Clone Wars, which is why maybe he doesn't like droids. But he was treating them like.
Well, I want to say slaves, but I feel like that's too obvious. Rob, what did you say? Okay, but without looking at the chat, I think crap. Eric, what do you think?
Oh,
Don't
man,
look at the chat first.
I'm behind on Bantha Milk because I was behind on watching Skeleton Crew. So I don't know, like tools?
Okay. Chat saying trash,
Garbage.
Rob
crap.
says crap. So let's see.
Well,
let's
Rob,
see if Rob said it. So I don't know if I should give him the point.
Jude Law's
he's right.
character is Jordan or something like that, whatever. He does not like droids. He could have been young in the Clone Wars, which is why maybe he doesn't like droids. but he was treating them like servants.
See, I would have given myself a point if I stuck with slaves. I would have done that.
That was close.
Because,
that was close.
Yeah, the judge would have accepted that answer.
And Rob got his own statement wrong. So look at Rob.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
Wow, and we thought, Eric knew what he was talking about. And then Rob,
I remembered something I said a year ago.
And now Rob's like, oh, man, now I'm the jerk.
It's like a month ago, man.
I know. That one was not even that old.
All right, let's start doing some of the good things that we remember from the year 2024. And again, remember, this is Disney company, so it could be parks, it could be entertainment, it could be whatever. I have a feeling most of us are going to focus on parks, but you never know, man. So, Eric, why don't you go first, man? Give us a good thing that happened in 2024 to the Walt Disney Company.
Not parks. I'm talking about film. Disney released 3 films this year that broke $1 billion. Last year, I guess. No other studios had a single film that crossed the $1 billion line in 2024.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Same.
So Disney coming back strong after years of us saying, "Oh wow, they kind of lost their swerve," you know. So Inside Out 2 made $650 million domestically. Obviously, it made significantly more overseas. Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't actually look that up. I wrote something a lot at.
That's, you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable with that number.
That's good.
That's the kind of math that I can do.
It was
Something
the
a
first
lot.
rated R movie to make it across the $1 billion line.
Like in history, like film history?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Moana 2 just recently crossed the line, $442.8 million domestic, $567.1 million international, crossing the $1 billion line for a 2024 movie that I guess technically crossed the line in 2025. But still,
That's fine. Yeah.
3 movies that made it across that $1 billion line that is so important to Disney, and shares have gone through the dang roof. Good job, Disney Films, for coming back strong, not relying on the parks, not relying on streaming.
That's crazy to me because I have seen 0 of those movies.
Yeah.
I've seen none of them.
Yeah, that is funny.
And I'm not like, I'll see Moana. I'll be honest, between you and me, Eric, I'm kind of tired of the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool shtick.
You know what?
It's a little samey. I get it. I'm a little tired of it by now.
I saw it twice in theaters, and at the second time, I'm like, you know what? I don't need to see this for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it as well. But at the same time, everybody else wanted to see it, and it really brought the people out, and that's cool. I think it almost seemed during the movie that they knew they were jumping the shark.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's sort of like the shtick in general, right?
Right.
Yeah. But
it worked.
I don't think. I mean, this is why I think it was smart of Ryan Reynolds, because he drove that project. I guess.
Oh, for sure.
To have Wolverine come back, and to have Wolverine in it, because people love the Wolverine character.
Right.
I don't think this would have broken $1 billion if Hugh Jackman's Wolverine wasn't in it.
Yes,
That's my
huge.
opinion. Without having seen
he
it at all.
really pulled it across the line.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because everyone, like at the end of Logan or whatever, when he died, spoiler alert, and he was like, "I'm not playing Wolverine again," people were like upset. There's a lot of people online who were like, "Oh my God, who's it going to be? It's never going to be the same." And it was a whole big dramatic.
Yeah,
thing.
but I mean, consider him physically. He's
getting up there.
He's
Yeah,
an old,
man.
not an older man. Well, I guess he's older than us, but he's in his 50s. And how much training has to go into doing those movies? I can understand being tired and saying, "Okay, this is it. That was my swan song," and then to come back and have it be a tongue-in-cheek thing, and have it, like, kind of try to recapture some of the dramatic magic of the X-Men films, plus bring in some of the humor of Deadpool. They did a really good job. I really enjoyed the movie. It's not the best of the Deadpool movies, but still, it was fun.
Yeah. I saw an interview. I think it was I forget which Wolverine role it was, but he was like, I was eating so much protein to be that lean and to maintain that muscle mass that I would wake up at 3 a.m. and eat 6 raw eggs and go back to bed.
Yeah.
Like you just have to time out your calories, your caloric intake, and make sure that it's like mostly protein. And that was just his like life. And, when these people are on the set and they take their shirts off and they're just lean, just all sinew, they're dehydrated as hell.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So, yeah, to be in your 50s and I don't know if he has like a shirt off in the movie or not, but like to be that at 47, like I get like a mild headache if I don't have enough water. Like I can't imagine that this man is like very comfortable acting, going like I'm deliriously on the verge of turning into a powder because I have little water in me.
Yeah. It's got to be physical hell to go through this sort of thing. And
that's why I stay fat and out of shape. It's physical heaven for me.
Oh, yeah. That helps. Yeah.
Not for Taren, but for me.
Well, sorry, Taren.
What are you going to do? That's all right. Taren.
Sorry, my wife too.
And my wife too. That's what the Borat sequel should have been called. My wife too. Taren, give me one of your good notes.
My first one is that I think it's really good, and this isn't for Disney. This is for the fans of the parks.
Oh.
That they are actually offering discounted tickets, which I don't believe we've seen in a while. And I could be wrong on that, but I feel like 2024 was the first year that we've seen that in years and years and years. And to me, it means a couple of things. I think it's great because there's like, the $50 kid tickets, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's different, that's Disneyland. And then I think there's different discounts if you live nearby. There's just, they're discounting things, which is crazy. But I think that that's a testament to what we've been talking about, where maybe they really did price people out and they can't lower the prices, right? You're not going to lower the prices of anything. So what you do to get people back in is you discount. And you don't always discount because you're still going to get people who have to go in the middle of summer, but you discount in certain ways. And I think it's a good thing. I look at it as our protest worked.
Our protest, yeah. Yep, that's exactly what I would call it too.
We gotta get the Petroses back.
Yeah. How dare they?
Well, like not just us, but like if you think about like
she has the TikTok claw out. Watch out, everybody.
There it comes.
Watch out.
Shut up. We used to go with there was a very large group of people, and we didn't always go, but we'd go with different people, different times and stuff. And to my knowledge, that entire group does not go nearly as much as we used to.
Yeah, correct.
And so it's not just a Petros protest. There's just people couldn't afford it. So we're the only ones probably who haven't been for 5 years. But I know a lot of people who are not going every month or every 2 months like we all used to.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money out the door.
Yeah, I think it's partially the money. I think it's partially because people just got burnt out. I think it's partially because there's other stuff to do. I think coming out of lockdown, Jeremy would say this, he's like, there's like a lust and a thirst for just traveling outside of what you're used to and seeing stuff, because once you're deprived of it for a few months or whatever, like he was like, I'm itching to go back to London for work. Like I want to go and do something that's not Disney parks related, not because I hate the parks or whatever, or that it's expensive, but I just don't.
Something else.
I just want to do other stuff. And I think a lot more people saw that. I think you saw a lot of travel to the parks early on because that was like everyone's safe space, or not safe space in like the, woke liberal agenda mind virus way, but like that's like, the place where they're used to going. That's where they feel comfortable. And it's like, oh, let's go back there. That's really cool. But I do think a lot of people eventually are like, oh, it's really hard to afford when I can literally travel overseas for longer. Let's, maybe do some of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, well, that's cool.
I think that's a good thing.
I do too. Turning this way down. Okay, perfect. There we go. All right. I'll give you one of mine. Expansion of the Disney cruise lines.
Oh.
I think it's a pretty good idea. I'm just going to take credit for it. It's fine. I think they're doing a lot of creative stuff on the ships. I think that the ships in general, like you can just have these big, giant, opulent ships and have a lot of good service and, have the design proper and all that kind of fun stuff. And that's enough. But they're doing a lot of creative, little sections of the ship. Their theming is pretty good. They're doing a lot of like Broadway-esque kind of shows. They have a lot of really good food on board the ships, like Ryan was talking about on his show that he did. And it's almost like pop-up style kind of things where they have like, the Haunted Mansion bar, or the Pirates bar, or whatever, right? And I think that's really unique. And I think just having a Disney Cruise Line in general is good. And then expanding that and having the design and the detail fit what the parks are known for, and maybe even more the hotels, I guess, you know what I mean? That fit and finish. But to then layer it in with some of these really unique experiences that you can't get anywhere else, like literally anywhere else, I think that's awesome. That's really cool. Like that Haunted Mansion bar. Oh, yeah. That sounds awesome. I kind of wish what they would do is take that concept and bring it to like that standard pop-up where it's like, you get a week to come to this little, Haunted Mansion themed bar.
That would be such
and
a
that's
nightmare.
it. And you shut it down. Or maybe just like moves, right? It like goes around the country to different places.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I don't know what the end game is other than like that would be really cool for people. I don't think it benefit the company really a whole lot. So they would never do that. But
just be advertising, I guess, but they don't need that much.
Yeah, it's just experience based, whatever. But I think at least they exist somewhere. It's like Jeremy used to say, like, I always felt good that Illuminations was playing somewhere in the world, or whatever he said. I feel good that like there are these kind of unique experiences that are happening somewhere. If they're not at the parks, at least other people are getting to enjoy them.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was a good one. That makes sense. And honestly, if I wasn't sort of terrified of giant boats that float on water, that doesn't make sense to me, then I think I would like to go on a cruise.
Cruises, they're cool. It's a lot. It's a lot to be uncomfortable about. But
yeah. Never been on a cruise, but I'll get there someday.
There you go, Eric. You should go there. You should go there right now.
It sounds great. I want it to be on land, so I would prefer to just go to the resort.
That's a hotel. That's
Yeah. So like,
I got a great idea. Disney cruise experience, but on land.
Exactly. That's perfect. That's what I want.
That's just downtown Disney, dog. That's all it is. Stay at the Disneyland Hotel, walk through downtown Disney, and then get drunk and walk back. Oh, it's a big blustery evening.
Sounds great.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's fine. Yeah.
The new president is like, let me. The new president of Disneyland Resort, I should say, is looking around, going, "Yeah, I think we can make that happen."
I would love that. I would love them to pitch that. Now experience the magic of Disney Cruise Lines on land with your own landlocked adventure. I don't know what to do. See, Taren, you messed me. Eric, give me another good one.
Yeah, let's
please.
do another one.
Okay, streaming is profitable this time.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, operating income of $134 million. They lost $2.6 billion last year, so this is good.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, streaming's good. There's good stuff on Disney Plus. I'm watching it more often again.
What are you watching? Because Tara and I literally had this conversation, and not to poop on your good segment, but we were literally going what do we watch on Disney Plus? Like, what is there to watch? Maybe we're missing out.
Okay, so when it comes down to like the average movie, I do echo something Jeremy said long ago, which was I am Disney Plus, because I have
I came across that clip today. That's so funny that you said
nice. That. I like physical media because I just want to own my own stuff. I don't want to rely on streaming forever. But when it comes to new stuff, Agatha all along was amazing.
I've heard that was really good.
Was super fun. I enjoyed every second of that, and I want to rewatch both of them with my wife because she was generally asleep while we watched those
Isn't it
shows.
funny how that happens to us ladies?
Ain't that the way, man?
Well, it kind of changes place in our household. There's some nights where I'm asleep for like 4 hours. I'm like, what did we watch?
Did we like it?
Yeah,
Give me
was
to
it
my
good?
Letterboxd so I can leave a review.
And she's like, "Oh, we watched The Good Witch." I'm like, "Oh, good. Oh, we've gone through that show a few times, or Gilmore Girls."
There you go.
But yeah. So ultimately, I think it's good that that there are shows that I want to watch on Disney Plus that aren't just me going in and going, okay, let me just pull up this movie that I could also pull out of a DVD case. Yeah. I know that's only 2 shows, but still, it's working. It's working for.
That's good.
As a shareholder, that's great. But as a general Disney fan, it's great that there's more stuff on this streaming service that people want to engage with. So happy with that.
It's true. I get that.
David in the chat says that there's a David Hemsworth series about National Geographic, and I feel like I would really want to watch that.
Who's David Hemsworth?
No, David in the chat, and he's talking about Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, you said David Hemsworth.
Oh, I got mixed up. But Chris Hemsworth. And
David does look a lot like Chris Hemsworth. But
I would absolutely watch Thor talk about National Geographic. That's
Well, generally it's a voiceover.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
He's in it.
It was a
around?
good show. It was a good show. Limitless.
He has a good voice too. So
He does have a good voice.
kind of all about it.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Okay, so Disney Plus is staying, and I guess that's where we're at. So it is good for us.
Okay. All right. There you go, man.
Lisa in the chat says David is the forgotten Hemsworth.
Yes.
At least he's not the one who married Miley Cyrus. That's unfortunate.
Was that Liam?
Yeah, it was that one.
Okay. He's all right
anymore.
Poor guy.
We've turned into TMZ now suddenly.
Yeah.
All right, Taren, give me your second one, please.
My second one is that, and I don't remember us talking about this, but including all of its partnerships and conglomerates and what they purchased and everything, the Disney company won a record-breaking 60 Emmy Awards in 2024.
Wow.
And this is just for television and streaming. This is not movies. And at some point, it's just a numbers game, right? They own everything. So, of course, they're going to win the most, right? So that kind of makes sense. But I also think it's like a sort of a testament to the fact that, like, Disney really is putting out stuff that people like. Or actually, I guess more to the point, that's good. That's award winning.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice to know. And just a couple things, like of those 60 awards, 36 of them were from FX alone, which makes sense. FX pulls out really good TV shows.
Yeah.
And then of those 36 that FX won, 19 of them were for Shogun alone, which I have not seen.
No, I haven't seen Shogun either.
But I don't know, 60 Emmy Awards is just wild to me for one company. I think that's pretty great. And I was kind of impressed by that. Especially when it doesn't mean movies. Like, you just think that's just TV.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. That's great.
Yeah. My second one is Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Oh, okay.
I think that's pretty good. Splash Mountain did kind of need an overhaul. There was a lot of same colors, the lighting effects, and just the design in general is very kind of outdated. I feel like, you looked in, it was 2 or 3 color palette. It wasn't very dynamic in a lighting setup. So it needed a change. And while I'm not sure like Tiana was the way to go with it, I think they did a great job. And I think the thing looks really cool. Obviously, I haven't been on it, but I've seen that ride through. I think the job they did is neat. There's a lot more foliage on that mountain, and it just looks a little bit better than it did before as Splash Mountain. The drop is still there, and that's, like I said before, it's 94.55% of the ride anyways. Everything else is just fluff, but the drop is the ride.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
Final. Yeah.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
I close my eyes and I bury my face into the person in front of me.
But that's the ride. You know
That's
what I
what you're
mean?
there
That's the
for.
splat. That's how you get the splash in the mountain as you go down the mountain.
True.
So, like I said, is Tiana the only thing that could have gone there? No, of course not. But did they do a really good job with it? Yeah, they did. And I think it looks beautiful. So
Seems like it,
I think that's pretty good. And I can't wait to see it in person. It'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Give us your third one, buddy.
All right, a little bit more of a general parks thing. Despite some lackluster attendance and spending across all major theme parks this year, Disney parks are in for an injection of cash.
Ooh, I want a cash injection.
Yeah. So billions going into the parks over the next decade. Walt Disney Company says it's a doubling of its efforts into investing into the parks. So this is a little bit of a look forward, but this was announced this year. It's major developments in both Disneyland and Walt Disney World over the next 5 years. Plenty of IP coming in as well, but it's like so many Botox shots into wrinkled foreheads. Not everybody thinks this is great, but you know what? For parks people, it's great to see this much of an investment in both coasts. We've got so many things to look forward to, and I'll get to that when we look forward. But it was great to see this announcement this year at D23. Something real that we actually think might happen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
That's always exciting.
All right, Taren, go ahead.
My last one of goods is one that I think could be on every list every year, but I've really noticed it this year. And it's the food at the parks.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been talking about that since this show started, that Disneyland does have surprisingly good food, but they really do put a lot of time and effort into their food, I think. And it's not just hot dogs and French fries like other parks, I really love thinking back at the episodes that we did throughout this year. A lot of it had to do with food, and we're talking about food at a theme park.
Yeah,
which is sort of wild. And I do love that they are continually, and I saw this a lot in 2024, seeking out sort of adventurous or unique or special fun foods. And maybe this is a marketing thing, and maybe it's that they're just really trying. And sometimes they're gross, like that weird pickle and peanut butter thing, which was a few years ago. I do think that they introduced in 2024 some really fun and tasty sounding treats, like churros with a Marionberry or a guava dipping sauce, which I thought was awesome or sounded awesome. They had at Docking Bay 7, they had fried chicken bao, which I'm sorry, but fried chicken and bao, I can't think of anything better. They had a Mickey-shaped churro-flavored cream puff, which I'm sorry, but all of those things are right up my alley. And that was at Rancho de Zocalo. And then if you're looking for vegetarian or healthy, they have a Caesar wrap at the Golden Horseshoe. And it's just the last time I went to Disneyland, they didn't have stuff like that at the Golden Horseshoe. And I feel like they're upping their game with a muffaletta salad at Tiana's Palace, which sounds great. And that's not even those are just a few that I picked out to talk about, but that's not even talking about Pim's Kitchen, which sounds awesome. And the food at the resorts and the hotels. And I just really feel like they came for the food this year, and they really outdid themselves in 2024.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
absolutely.
Good on them.
I had a hard time with the third because I didn't want to do something boring like the food and just say the food. But
that is so rude. You're such You're such a bleep.
Oh man, that sucks for me. No, the food was fine, but I didn't really know. You know what I mean? So I think I don't think I'm reading it. I wrote the Haunted Mansion refresh ? And then the 2 points I had under it were I guess and maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Because on the one hand, Kim Irvine did it, and I don't want to give her any credit for it, but I was watching the kind of walkthrough, I guess, or whatever that the LA Times put out. And I'm counting this because it was opened in 2024. And it looks good. it does look good. There's some stuff that it feels kind of weird and almost too cartoony. And I was talking about it on some stream I was doing. I don't know what I was doing. And I mentioned like it kind of looks cartoony, and someone was like, "Yeah, it needs to be weathered a bit." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, maybe that's it." So you need to sit down and like wait 6 months, and then for the sun to beat on the crypt wall, and just the stuff to get a little patina on it, get a little age going to it, and then it won't look so defined. There's a lot of like clean lines and well-defined spaces. The garden, the crypt wall, and stuff like that. It just looks too new. So maybe we'll wait a year, 6 months, and figure that out. But, thinking about that line, it's forced me to sort of reconcile with myself and going like, okay, I love that section of the overflow line, I guess, in the park and of the Haunted Mansion itself. And I'm disappointed that it kind of like is gone, because it felt very old school. You're just going in the switchback, this iron railing that's been here forever, and just everything's the same. And it's just, I don't know. There's a sense of like, I don't know, age, I guess, in it. And it's like, yes, this ride is old, and the space around it is old, and I like that. Seeing the way they did it now, it looks pretty good. I will say it looks good. I think it's a good thing for that area. And as perfect as the Haunted Mansion is, I guess the outside could be touched every now and then. That's all you're going to get from me, man.
There you go.
That's all I could do.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Bold.
Yeah, I know, man. Bold as brass. I love it. How long are we going for? Okay, let's do some more Taren's game show, huh?
Right.
What the?
Was recorded on the first potato ever grown in Oakley.
Shut up. Whatever. It was done 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Who cares?
How do you get lapped in a 10K?
Well, I guess he started a corral behind me.
Oh, okay. You.
Huh.
I know it's not lapped because I already said it. Snuck. I'm going to say snuck. Chat, what do you think? Eric, what do you think?
Oh gosh. The chat's right. This is about David.
Yeah.
David
says caught.
I'll go bested.
Bested? All right. That's
that
definitely
might be
language.
something I would say.
It's definitely, that's me talking though. So
I'll say somebody has it right.
How do you get lapped in a 10K?
Well, I guess he started a corral behind me.
Oh, okay. He overtook you.
Overtook.
I don't
would
know
I
how
say that?
But Dan got it.
Dan's a very smart man.
Good job, Dan.
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone would get that one.
Overtook. Of course but that's dumb. I'm so stupid.
Damn.
No, Dan.
And then the other musicians kind of went along with that, and they started doing crazy stuff. So I really had a real fun group of guys.
I love Staniel.
Oh, Stan.
I hope his house is okay. It's funny because I've been like trying to, I reached out to him like shortly after this interview last year, and I was like, hey, you want to be on? And he blew me off. And it's only recently that I realized, like, you know what? It's just that he's just an older guy. He's busy. He's not going to like be on LinkedIn messaging me. You know what I mean? Or whatever. I don't know what it was. But like, if he didn't like the time, he wouldn't have tried to give me his home phone number. So anyway, I finally come to terms with that. But now I was thinking about in early January, actually it was like around Christmas time, like, God, I really got to check back in with that man and kind of harass him a little bit. And then the fires broke out in LA. I'm like, this is not the right time.
Yeah.
When his friends and family are probably losing their homes. He might be losing his home.
Yeah.
I don't want to like, how do you navigate that? So like, let's just leave it alone. Okay. So let's try that again.
And then the other musicians kind of went along with that, and they started doing crazy stuff. So I really had a real fun group of guys.
I'm saying stuff because it's Staniel. He's not. What's he going to say? You know what I mean? I'm saying stuff. Eric, what do you say?
Stuff sounds good, but I'll just go something different. Crazy moves.
You can still get a point. You don't have to be different.
And then the other musicians kind of went along with that, and they started doing crazy stuff. So
yeah, of course. Look at that, dude. Look at that. I get a point. Chat gets another point. Man. So far, it's Chat in the lead with 5 points. Me in a distant second. And then slightly behind me and maybe to the left a bit is Eric with 1 point.
Hooray.
All right, let's go.
Wow, that dog is prettier than a Dan running a Jimmy Taco.
Okay, Audrey.
Audrey, what?
Audrey with the tawdry language. Let's try
Wow,
again.
that dog is prettier than a Dan running a Jimmy Taco.
Okay.
I gotta tell you,
from Scraping the Vault.
getting clips from Scraping the Vault
Yeah.
was not as easy as the other shows.
I was going to say, I thought it was a rich mine of random
It
non sequiturs.
is. It is, but like this, I mean, you can see the stuff they say is so off the wall that I'm like, does this even make sense?
What they do is they take the dictionary and they just mix it up in a blender and then pull it out. That's how David Bowie used to write some songs.
To her credit, this particular thing, they were doing like a Mad Libs type thing.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, let's hear it one more time and then we'll
Wow,
guess.
that dog is prettier than a Dan running a Jimmy Taco.
All right. I think it's tongue.
We go sniffer.
Sniffer. Okay. Chat is saying tail.
Wow, that dog singing is prettier than a Dan running a Jimmy Taco.
0 points.
Singing.
Singing.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey. Yeah, thanks. Preach.
Every time I see her and Travis Kelce on my TikTok feed, I smile because I want those two to get married. I want them to buy a sports team and make little. That's what I want.
And make little.
Every time I see her and that's what get married. I want them to buy a sports team and make little.
Swifties.
Okay, Swifties. I think it was. What would I say? Let me channel the
Yourself?
the midlife anger that I had last month or whatever this was. And make I don't know. I want to say dip. No, I don't know, man. What the hell was even the word?
Every time I see her and Travis Kelce on my TikTok feed, I smile because I want those two to get married. I want them to buy a sports team and make little. That's what I want.
I'm going to say billionaires. I know that's not what it is. What's chat
That would have been a good one, though.
We got millionaires.
Dan says millionaires. Hey. So let's see. Chat saying Swifties are millionaires. Let's find out. Let's find out what this idiot said.
Every time I see her and Travis Kelce on my TikTok feed, I smile because I want those two to get married. I want them to buy a sports team and make little influencers. That's what I want. Every time I see her.
Influencers. God.
Of course.
Damn, dude. That's 2 zeros in a row, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, we're bad at this.
Yeah.
That actually makes me happy, though. I like when you guys don't
You
get it
picked some
right.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Eric. Are you a Q-tip to the ear guy? Or do you believe big earwax, that it just pushes earwax into your canal?
I kind of buy it. But every once in a while, it's nice to just, around in there, scratch it, scratch that itch.
Twist?
Let me ask you a question, Eric. Are you a Q-tip to the ear guy? Or do you believe big earwax, that it just pushes earwax into your canal?
I kind of buy it. But every once in a while, it's nice to just, around in there, scratch it.
I want to say swish.
I'm gonna go twist.
Yeah, I was on team twist, and then I'm going swish. I'm going swish. What's chat saying?
Look at Taren's poker face. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Root
I do
or
play poker. I'm good at
swirl,
it.
push. Okay, let's see.
Let me ask you a question, Eric. Are you a Q-tip to the ear guy? Or do you believe big earwax, that it just pushes earwax into your canal?
I kind of buy it. I kind of buy it, but every once in a while, it's nice to just, twirl one around in there, scratch
Twirl.
it. Scratch that itch.
Twirl.
Let me ask you,
That's another zero.
Chat got twirl.
No, they said swirl.
Oh, I thought someone said, see, I was going to do, I was going to change it to twirl too, but I'm like, no, that's too highfalutin. Nobody uses that word.
Eric does.
Apparently I do.
That was me. Oh, no, it was Eric. That's right. Yeah.
I do think about that conversation. I don't obviously remember the words, but every time I use a Q-tip, I think of that conversation.
So gross.
Like, why did we talk about this on a podcast?
You need help, man. You
All
need help if you think about that question.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Like a show break.
Oh, good.
Water.
Yeah, I need some more water too. We're going to come back. We're going to do a little bit more 2024 year in review, peppered in with possibly the greatest game ever made. Well, we can't play Monopoly. So the second greatest game ever made, which is What the Bleep. So hang on, everyone. It's Ears Up. We'll be right back.
Salve família, MC Doni passando pra avisar que a última temporada de Sintonia tá chegando.
E os corre foram longe, né? Vai dar muita saudade e alegria também.
Mas não dá pra esquecer que o bagulho é louco, tá ligado? Chegou a hora de resolver uma pá de fita que ficou faltando. Então fique esperto que vem aí o último corre de Sintonia, dia 5 de fevereiro. Marcha pra Netflix e chama a tropa.
Back to Ears Up, where the opinions never stop. Ever.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. All right, Eric, why don't you take us through, now it's time for the bad things in 2024
Dun dun.
that we decided that we didn't really enjoy too much. And we're, this might have been in the sad to see you, or sorry to see you go, or biggest loser maybe, from years past. But now we've changed it to just the bad.
The bad.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to say Premiere Pass.
Okay.
I'm honest here. It's something. It exists. It doesn't affect most of us. It really doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they hurting other than our non-rich egos? So my bad for the year.
Yeah.
No Petros in the park.
Oh, man. Wow.
Seriously, I was looking forward to your trip last year. This is not a criticism in any way, not a judgment.
Yeah.
You may take it that way, but please, this is honest. I
don't take it that way.
I was interested to see what would happen, especially to the show after you visited. Like, I wanted to have that discussion, good, bad, whatever. I think it would have been a really good discussion. So I'm going to flip things around and just say that I'm going to steal from my first forward thinking and say I'm going to look forward to discussing this when you do go to the parks this year.
Okay. Yes, we definitely have that planned.
Yeah.
When we come back is to talk about it. And normally, me, I don't like doing trip recaps. I think they're boring unless there's a point to them. Because I don't care what your grandma decided to eat on her third day there, and it was noon, and the fast hamburger spot was closed down. You know what I mean? And tomorrow, I just don't care. I don't care. But if there's a point to it, I that's what I want, and I think that will maybe drum up 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, going back, it's been 5 years.
Yeah, almost 6. We were 2019.
Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting. That I really look forward to having that discussion once you go back. I'm also plenty excited to talk about a lot of the things that we've got planned for the next for the coming year. We had a good planning session.
We're on the bad. I want you to know that. We're on the bad.
I already
We're on the
told
bad.
you.
Yeah, I know. But then stop.
We're not
Okay,
looking
fine.
forward yet.
Then
We're not looking forward.
We'll talk about it later. Fine. I don't care.
Eric got wound up during the break, man.
Eric doesn't like talking about bad things.
No, he doesn't.
No, I talked about the bad thing. You guys didn't go to the parks. There we
Perfect.
go. That was bad.
Done. Great.
All right. Next bad.
Taren, go ahead, please.
All right. Well, mine is bad. Well, Disney did not admit fault in the case. they did settle a lawsuit with 9,000 current and former female employees who claimed that they were paid significantly less than their male coworkers for the same job titles, and sometimes when they even had much more experience. They settled for $43 million. And this may seem like a lot of money. Like, good job, Disney. You settled for $43 million. But let's not forget that Bob Iger's total pay for 2025 is going to be $41.1 million. So
wasn't that an increase? Yeah.
Yeah. So that $43 million that they're paying to 9,000 people, that starts to feel like chump change, especially when probably half of that's going to lawyers. Now, to be fair to Disney, these women were hired by many different managers across the Disney company, and their pay, according to Disney, was partially determined by what they received in their previous jobs. So in their discussions, they were asked, what did you make at your previous job? They said it. So then they get a little bit more than that at this new job.
Yeah.
This, thankfully, in California, is now illegal to ask. Cannot ask that in a job interview or any sort of negotiations. That
for
is
this reason.
For this exact reason,
Right.
because that is completely unfair. If you made $30,000 at your last job and now you're applying for a $60,000 job, there's no reason they need to know that you made $30,000. That has nothing to do with you or your experience or your skill set or your gender. So I think it's very bad that Disney did this in the first place.
A wag of the finger.
Very upset.
Tisk. A double tisk from Taren.
This whole thing still sucks, even
Two
though
tisk Taren.
they did pay out the money. They just, it's so frustrating. Bad, Disney, bad.
Okay, yeah. The patriarchy has just been smashed, you guys. I don't know. I don't know if you caught that. Yeah. It's like 1984 all over again or something like that.
Leap the patriarchy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, to be fair, Disney's not the only one. It's just how that's just how it is being, a woman, I guess.
Yeah, at times,
which we all are now, technically. That's good news too. At least men are
That's
trans
different
now.
news.
Yeah, it's the whole thing, man. Who knows? Okay, my bad. One of them is the elimination of New Orleans Square as a unique and IP-free entity in Disneyland specifically, because now they got like 800 Tiana's things represented in there. I dislike that. And I've talked about it, so I'm not going to just go off on ad nauseum. But what I really enjoyed about New Orleans Square was that it was sort of IP free. I mean, you had the Pieces of 8 or whatever, and then the shop next to it that mainly just sold Haunted Mansion stuff, but mainly like Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Forget what it's called.
Le Baton Rouge.
Yeah, there you go. But for the most part, those little alleyways through like Club 33 entrance, and you had the perfumery and the crystal shop or whatever. You had the parasol little stand. It was really cute and different and kind of unique in the space. There wasn't IP shoved in there. And from what I understand, again, haven't been, the Tiana's representation in New Orleans Square is subtle enough that you wouldn't really, it doesn't hit you over the head with it. I just don't, I think it's unnecessary and we didn't need it. We didn't need it. It was one of those spaces that for me felt wholly unique and just different than any other space within that park. And I feel like it's kind of ruined now, but that's just me. Did you guys have a second bad, or was I the only one who...
You're the only one.
Who followed my natural instincts?
Taren said only one bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I did another one. I had to. It's me, you guys. I had to do two bads. Okay. I'm not used to this. The second one I dislike, the Cars expansion into Rivers of America and Disney World. Again, it's a wholly unique space and we have to shove IP into it. I don't like that. It bothers me. That's all. The end. Am I wrong on that? Do you guys like this? Because oftentimes, I hear people go, "Oh, I love the thing that you hate."
Well,
and I go, "That sucks for
That
you."
does happen.
I hate being wrong. But what do you think about that, Eric? You go to Disney World way more than we do.
I do go to Disney World way more than you do. And when you talk about a wholly unique space, it's literally a space based on Disneyland.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, that's what I mean. It's not like Cars Land or whatever.
No one goes on the Liberty Bell. It's not like the Mark Twain at Disneyland where people are like enamored with the quaint notion of going on the riverboat and it's been here since the park opened and there's a sense of history associated with it. I who goes on the Mark Twain every time I'm in Disneyland, I haven't been on the Liberty Bell in many years.
Why not?
Usually because it's not running.
Okay. Well, okay.
Right.
See that, but I think that's different, right? I think that's a would more people go on it if it was running? But now that it's not running, no one goes on it. So then Disney's like, hey, we're not gonna. No one
maybe
cares.
not. And I loved watching from the Haunted Mansion line. You can watch kids running around on their Tom Sawyer Island, which is pretty much untouched, unlike Disneyland, where Tom Sawyer Island has become the pirate's lair on Tom Sawyer Island. But you could still see people going out there and playing and having fun, and that's cool. But at the same time, I don't know. The Magic Kingdom is a very different park from Disneyland, and I think it's okay to give up something that was an imitation of a land in an area in Disneyland and make it something unique and new, because I think people are going to eat up the Cars experience there. I'm not offended. There are way worse things to be offended about in the world.
That's true. Well, I mean, obviously, but what are we going to do? Turn into,
TikTok?
Crossfire or something like that?
Gosh,
you know what I mean?
But yeah, you know what? That's it. Like it's something different, and they're taking a bold step to replace something that, if they replaced it at Disneyland, I think I would be more upset.
I wonder if there were people who were this upset, and not like I'm like losing sleep over it, so don't get me wrong, but when they took like the catfishing out of Earth of America, when they were like, hey, wait a minute, that's not fair. We've had this for 6 months. I miss it. I want it back, Disney. What are you doing?
I love fishing and then leaving the fish in a garbage can.
Oh, God.
Bad
idea.
I talk about it every now and then. Since we did it, it was one of the episodes of Buena Vista Boys where we did Babes in Toyland for the Christmas show. And Annette Funicello has a song in there, and she's singing about like the price of eggs and how eggs and bread are too expensive. So she has to stop buying chocolate cake so she can afford eggs and bread. And I'm going, first of all, just make chocolate cake at home. But second of all, this is 1964, and we're producing movies about, number one, they said eggs are too expensive. And number two, no one wants to work. This generation doesn't want to work anymore. And I'm like, wow, we really don't change.
No.
We are just the same people over and over again, complaining about the last thing. So I don't know. I wonder if like people used to complain about like the catfishing and the dumb stuff. That big hill of dirt is gone. I loved that hill.
What's this mountain? I don't care about that.
Well, Dan's in the chat saying the WWE people seem to genuinely not care. And that's fine. I get it. And you know what? To that point, when we were in Disney World, you can kind of see the top of the Little Bell, and it was hurting. It was hurting for certain. It was like a lot of gunk and dirt and leaves, and it just didn't really look, like anybody cared.
Yeah.
So I guess I get it. I don't know. I feel like Cars. Really, we're putting Cars here. I just can't we do something else? But then what are you going to do?
Yeah,
it's not problematic, and so that's fine, I guess.
Cars in particular, it's like, well, they haven't done anything with Cars in a long time, but it's still a property that seems to stick around. And ka-chow.
Yeah, our little nephew is obsessed with Cars.
Sure.
So it's a thing. It's a thing. It's going to draw a crowd.
All right. Well, that's my bad. That's my too bad. Let's continue.
What the?
All right, here we go. Let's go, everybody. Let's lock in, chat. Let's do this.
It's a race between Wonder Man and Blade towards like which one like just gets the quickest first.
Wonder Man. First of all,
it's a race between Wonder Man and Blade towards like which one like just gets the quickest first.
Oh God, I couldn't tell you. This one hurts my brain. I don't know.
Gets a movie.
Ooh.
It's a race between Wonder Man and Blade towards like which one like just gets the quickest first.
It's a movie. Like now that you say that, I go like maybe like a franchise, but Blade sort of has a franchise already. But I know they're talking about rebooting it. Gets I'm going to say a ride. But Blade wouldn't get a ride. Are you kidding me? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I've never heard of Wonder Man. Except, no. Yeah, so I don't, that can't be it.
Well, Eric, what's your guess?
Well, I said a movie. I mean, Blade was already scheduled for a movie, but...
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I genuinely have no idea. It's like one of those things that it could be, a brand deal. I have no idea. A sneaker. Could be anything. I have no idea. Let's see what the chat says. Canceled?
I mean, because they've been talking about this Blade movie for a long time. And Wonder Man is another Marvel property that's like, what do we do with Wonder Man? But
okay. Well, look, I'll just, I don't know. Let's just play it. I don't have a guess.
It's a race between Wonder Man and Blade towards like which one like just gets buried the quickest first.
Buried.
Ooh.
Which is pretty similar to Canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on the same wavelength, but they don't get the point. I'm just saying.
Ryan's on that show.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't count.
Okay, so you're not. Okay, so you say no,
No
point.
points, no
just so
points.
you know, chat, I would have given you the point.
No, absolutely
So I
not.
would have done that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not that nice.
Yeah.
Are you sure Wonder Man's show is coming out in December, Ryan? Come on.
I've never heard of Wonder Man. I swear to God.
Dude, listening to these shows to get these clips, like,
yeah.
There were so many words I've never heard of in my life. Like Wonder Man, Blade, like
I love it.
Just it was like I was on a different planet.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I was like, I think this makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's just go with it.
Can you imagine Roger Rabbit and Thumper being friends? Yeah, I guess they would. I feel like they would do drugs together in like high school.
Oh my God.
I feel like Thumper would steal Roger's Ritalin. That's my thought.
Thumper. I was thinking Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. Okay. Yeah.
No, Rabbit would on them.
Narc.
Narc. Yes, I agree. I agree. And so does Chat. Well, at least Dan does. And Dan speaks for Chat.
I feel like Thumper would steal Roger's Ritalin. That's my thought.
Thumper. I was thinking Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. Okay. Yeah.
No, Rabbit would narc on them.
Yeah. There we go. Points all around, baby. Let's go. Eric, 2 points.
We finally got
Jason,
something.
3 points. Chat, 6 points. Let's go. Let's keep this train going.
Yeah, we really knew what we were doing. Like Kelly River Rapids versus Grizzly River Run. I still think of that episode because it was.
That's the end of it?
Yeah, we really knew what we were doing. Like Kelly River Rapids versus Grizzly River Run. I still think of that episode because it was
crappy. I don't know. I don't know. This is another one, Taren.
I don't have this one on my list. So I have made a mistake somewhere. I hope that the next one matches with it.
I kind of hope it doesn't.
The best.
It's a good way to start off. The show. The best.
The best.
Yeah, we really knew what we were doing. Like Kelly River Rapids versus Grizzly River Run. I still think of that episode because it was.
So much fun. That's what I think. Yeah, so fun. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, we really knew what we were doing. Like Kelly River Rapids versus Grizzly River Run. I still think of that episode because it was so much fun.
Oh,
so much fun, baby.
Okay.
Dang.
Me in the chat, locked in.
I did have it on my list. I just had the wrong note.
That's all right.
Got it. All right. Good. We're
Ryan
back on
listens
track.
to me more than I do.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not just trying to hate these movies. Second half, when things start taking a turn and like they have the potential to get really, I kind of liked that.
First of all, Dan, I feel you when you say I'm trying not to hate these movies. I want you to remember yourself saying this next time. Yeah, it's when they, what is it? God,
I'm not just trying to hate these movies. Second half, when things start taking a turn and like they have the potential to get really, I kind of liked that.
But to get really bad. I'm saying bad.
The potential to get really,
because knowing Dan, he would like a movie start to get bad.
Dan's guessing what he said.
What he said?
What he said.
Damn, dude. I love
potential to
guessing
get
what he
really
said.
silly. No, I don't know. I'll just say that. I don't like that response.
Okay. Chat's going all over the place with weird, wacky, absurd.
I'm not just trying to hate these movies. Second half, when things start taking a turn and like they have the potential to get really dark, I kind of like that.
Dark.
Nice.
0 points.
You don't think that bad equals really?
No,
Absolutely
bad does not
not.
count.
Get out of here.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I can't. I live here.
Out. Get out. Get out.
Also, I'm just realizing I shouldn't say this, but how it is that John Lasseter was bringing sleeping bags to the office.
Cool.
Also, I'm just realizing I shouldn't say this, but how it is that John Lasseter was bringing sleeping bags to the office.
Yeah, fun, cool. Jealous of the messed up,
dark,
bad, evil, gross. Yeah, I'm saying messed up. Eric, what do you think?
Let's just stick with bad.
Okay.
Also, I'm just realizing I shouldn't say this, but how creepy it is that
Oh,
John
creepy.
Lasseter was bringing sleep.
Creepy. All right. Well, Chad got it.
Brian got it. Yeah.
Oh, Brian did get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thought you were trying to give free points again.
Why would I be doing that? Chad's winning anyways. You know what I mean?
Gosh.
Unless Eric goes on the run of his life and Chat tanks, they've already won.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's do the looking forward to, I suppose. What do you think of that?
Love it.
All right. How many were we supposed to have?
2.
Okay. All right, Eric.
You have 0.
Why don't you go first, man?
All right. I'll go first. All right. New stuff in the parks. Disneyland, I'm looking forward to having more to do in Avengers Land. It's gonna be a lot of fun to have something else to do other than listen to intense music, especially since the live performances are currently gone. And just parks in general, we've got so many things coming to Walt Disney World. Dinoland leaving is okay, fine. Dinoland USA wasn't that amazing. We're going to get a major renovation there soon. I wrote Rivers of America. Just do it. Rip off the damn bandage. It's like, I wrote, as much as I miss 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I really do like the aesthetics of New Fantasyland. They've done good things. How many people complain about the subs at Disneyland now? And we got rid of our subs at Walt Disney World, so it's fine. I don't forgive the parks for getting rid of Toad, but whatever. But yeah, get started. Please give us something really interesting to look forward to. And based on D23, we've got so many different things coming in the next few years. Yeah, the next year is going to be, it's going to be shows. It's going to be things that are cheap and easy to throw out there and redo. That's something. We're doing something new and interesting, and we're building up towards something amazing. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. Let's go.
Hi, hopeful. I'm Dad.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, Taren. What do you got?
My first one is that I am extremely excited for Bluey at the parks. I think this is like, we haven't had like a new character in such a long time that's like a good character, that's like a fluffy character.
And
like,
by good character, you mean one that you know.
No, like I just mean like a fluffy, like we have, like Moana is like a person, right? And
Yeah,
like, but this is like, this is a character. This is a costume. This is a big fluffy person. Like, I love it. I am so excited for Bluey in the park. I really hope that we get to see it when we go. I don't know if we will. That seems a little early, maybe, because everything just says 2025. It's not giving
like
any sort of time frame, really.
Early 2025 is what I've seen. So yeah, we might.
So there's hope.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love Bluey. I think she's the perfect character to be part of this kind of like Disneyland quote unquote magic. And
quote unquote magic.
Well,
wait,
let's be
Bluey's a
honest.
girl?
Bluey's a girl.
I know.
But I'm just really excited. I think that I was actually kind of surprised by the move, and I'm very excited about it.
Good.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Well, I also had Bluey in the park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as the thing I'm looking forward to the most, because number one, it's one of the first things that came up when I searched for what's coming. But I do. We love a Bluey right now. Alice is freaking obsessed with these like the 3D animated Barbie cartoons and crap like that. It's just it's so bad, but not the worst thing she's watched. So it's fine. But yeah, she's entirely obsessed. She used to be obsessed with Bluey, but she goes through like segments of chunks of like, now I'm a Bluey person, but now I'm a Doc McStuffins kid. Now I'm a Barbie child. She comes to me in all earnest. I'm like sitting here working or whatever, and she's like, "Dad, I just found out." What'd you find out? Barbie's real name is Barbara. Like, oh, wow. That's so crazy, dude. She goes, yeah. I'm like, how did you find that out? She goes, from the Barbie show. I'm like, cool. And then I looked at her and she's like, okay. And she left. I'm like, love it. Thanks. Thanks, pal. Really appreciate you telling me that. I needed to know. You interrupted me. I'm trying to push the point. I'm trying to heal everybody, and they're not getting on the point. And you come and tell me Barbara's real name is Barbara.
She was really excited about that.
She really was. I learned everything about the world today. Things are not what they seem. You got something else, Eric? You got another one? You got another one, don't you?
I'm just going to be sentimental here. I'm really looking forward. We've got a lot of good stuff planned on the show coming up. As much as I'm interested, like I was saying earlier, as much as I'm interested to talk about your trip to Disneyland and get some interesting discussions out of that. So, yeah, you know what? I feel I'm honored to be part of this show. It's been fun to be part of this, and yeah, even though the company I work for pays you, I think we have a lot of a lot of good times together. So I'm looking forward to things. It's going to be a blast of a year, so I hope the listeners are also excited. And welcome back to the parks, you two. I know we're not there yet, but we've got
We'll see, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I was having there was conversation with Taren, especially when the fires in LA started. I'm like, I kind of feel weird about doing a tourism when the fires are still going. There's like two other fires that just started this week.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel inherently kind of like bad. I don't know. It's weird to me, but hopefully by March they'll be out. The fires will be out by the time we go.
Well, they're almost all out now.
Yeah,
I check like every day. I have the app.
Oh shit. I mean, shoot. Okay. Well, look, but anyway, I don't know. I couldn't imagine going like right now. For me, that would be, no shame if everybody's going. But for me, I was like, I don't know that I could feel good doing that. Even though we have family there right now. What are you going to do? That's just me. That's just me.
I get it.
Because I get uncomfortable. I'm too empathetic, and I feel like I feel for these people.
Enjoying
even though they're
something
at work.
while other people are suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm such a good person, guys. Don't you think? Don't you agree?
You're so
Wow.
You're
Such a good person. So caring.
You're so good.
Thanks, man.
Wow.
Can I do mine?
Yeah, do it.
We're going to Disneyland. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I see what you're saying, Jason, but you know what? I haven't had like a vacation except to our family beach house in 5 years, and I am so excited. Also, I don't think you realize this, but we are going to be there in the park on the 10-year anniversary of the day that you proposed to me in front of the castle.
Man.
Yes.
I don't have a sound effect worthy of that.
It's also going to be Alice's pre-birthday week, and she doesn't know about it. This is just, there's going to be so many new things that we haven't seen. We haven't even seen Marvel Land, whatever that's called. San Francisco, which I love that movie. Like, there's just so much, and all the food.
San Francisco just sounds dirty. It just sounds like it sounds like it should be on the Secret Show.
Oh,
I love it.
It's so great.
Yeah.
I
just don't like the name.
I am very excited, and I'm Jason. I came downstairs after he got off the phone with Jimmy, and like we actually like paid, and he was like, "You look really happy," and I'm like, "I am." Like, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So, Jason keeps joking like it's not going to happen. Like, he might stay, but me and Alice are going.
I told you that I would stay, and you said you're not going to stay. I'm like, all
because
right.
you're not. Because you're not. But
If you tell me I can, I might. Are you kidding me? 3 days, 5 days home alone? God.
Oh my God. You would be so incredibly bored.
I
You
know.
would not know what to do with your life.
I already don't. I already don't know. Look, I already don't know what to do with my life, and you guys are here. Imagine what would happen if you weren't here.
Oh my goodness.
I wouldn't have to worry about it. I'd just sit and eat cereal 3 times a day. Watch Seinfeld. I don't know what I would do. Well, that's great, Taren. I'm happy for you. So to look forward to stuff. I tried really hard. No, I guess I put down. Although I didn't write it down, but I have a tab open, so that just is good enough for me. Is the whole Disneyland Forward project. I am excited to see what comes out of that this year. I think they're going to announce a little bit more and kind of solidify some stuff that's coming and when and give us some timelines. I think that is exciting. I'm glad that they're expanding the parks and they're not just replacing old stuff, because that would be, for me, that's a little too much. But, expanding the boundaries of the parks, putting more stuff in it, finding different ways to give everybody more experiences. I think that's really cool. I think they're going to do a really good job at it. I mean, I know they will, but I think they're going to have some forethought with it and really try to design it in a way to maximize entertainment per square inch, which is a term I'm going to coin
fancy.
up. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Is just kind of like to learn more about what's coming to the parks, because all of this, all these announcements, like you were saying earlier, they kind of don't mean anything unless we start seeing plans. Tell me when it's going to happen. You give me an announcement date. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah, so that's it. You know what? And then I just realized what we used to do is like do predictions for the year, and then we would talk about last year's predictions and how wrong we were.
Yeah.
We didn't do that this year, but I did predict. One of mine I remember was the Hall of Presidents in Disney World was going to close permanently, and that did not happen. No, it did not happen.
It is closed right now, though.
It's closed right now, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Check mine real quick.
Yeah. So that's it. There you go, everybody. That's the 2024 year in review. What?
One of mine was Jason, Alice, and I will finally go to Disneyland, but like for real this time.
But we almost did. We just,
we did almost.
The money,
but
money didn't math for us.
Here's the thing. Here's the good news. Here's another good. We didn't go because we were going to go in January of last year, and we canceled that trip and realized how expensive it was going to be. So I spent a year saving up money, not even really telling Jason that I was saving up money for it. And it saved up enough to allow us to stay at the Disneyland Hotel. Because I was like, you know what? If we're going to do this, we're doing it.
Right.
And so it worked out okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little. We're not going to finish all these, Taren, but
okay, then
we'll get through some of them. How about that?
Yeah.
Do you want to call them out? You want me to give me some numbers? Let's do 5 more because we've already at By the time we're done here, it'll be like a 2-hour show, and that's a lot.
Okay. Go ahead and do number 16.
Okay, here we go. We're back to
What the?
Nebula talks about how Thanos found the Soul Stone on Boromir, where Thanos murdered her sister Gamora, to which Scott replies,
See, and I know what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Nebula talks about how Thanos found the Soul Stone on Boromir, where Thanos murdered her sister Gamora, to which Scott replies,
I couldn't tell you.
I was on this episode.
To which he replies,
it was a 6-hour episode.
To heck with it? But it doesn't seem like long enough to say to heck with it. I don't know, but I don't know if Ryan swears.
Not on the main show, no.
Yeah, I don't think he swears.
Oh.
Screw it is what I'm saying. Screw it. What do you say, Eric?
Forget it.
Oh, okay. All right. And chat is saying nothing.
Ryan remembers what he said.
All right. Well, let's see what happened.
Nebula talks about how Thanos found the Soul Stone on Boromir, where Thanos murdered her sister Gamora, to which Scott replies, not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Oh,
okay.
That's right, because he's saying he doesn't want to go to the plant. Oh, now yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right. Number 17.
Here's a fun fact about Haunted Mansion Holiday. Did you know they every year? Here's a fun fact about Haunted Mansion Holiday. Did you know they every year?
Change it? Change it. That's what I'm going with. Eric, what do you think?
Do it.
Okay. That's what Dan said. That's what everyone's saying. Not everyone.
Olivia's saying change.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Here's a fun fact about Haunted Mansion Holiday. Did you know they do it every year?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's chat. Look at that. There you go. Well, I guess and Eric, right?
I got it.
Even though you were probably on that show and you probably remember it. All right. What else?
Number 19.
All right,
We're going to skip to number 19.
I think this opening is pretty good. It shows the beep boops and the beeps, and I think it's attached to a movie where there's a computer in it for like 10 minutes, and then the rest of it is just sort of nonsense. I think this opening is pretty good. It shows the beep boops and the
Does the original show sound that bad?
beeps, and I think it's attached to a movie where there's a computer in it.
Does my show sound that bad?
I don't think it sounds bad, but that's what it sounds like.
For like 10 minutes, and then the rest of it is just sort of nonsense.
I'm thinking wonky. I don't remember. That's the thing about me is I have no idea what I've said ever.
I would
Unless
have
it's
no
in an
clue
argument
either.
with Taren, and then I'll remember exactly what I said.
That is true.
So I'm thinking wonky. Eric, what do you think?
Stinking nonsense.
Well, that's not gonna. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
I don't
man?
know. Been a few months.
But now, okay.
I think it's attached to a movie where there's a computer in it for like 10 minutes, and then the rest of it is just sort of wavering nonsense.
Wavering.
Wow.
0 points.
See, and I don't know Matt enough, like well enough to know that he would say a word like wavering.
Wavering.
He
Wow.
would say that.
Number 20.
All right. This will be it, Taren?
No, there's 2 more after this. There's 3 more left.
13 more.
All right.
There's nobody that actually enjoys this. They just want to either get or B, prove that they
Say
can
that they
had this.
it's a status thing.
Yeah, it's a status thing. Exactly.
I don't know.
That's the point of the game.
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, but like I feel bad because I can't even give an answer because I have no idea. And
All right. Well, the chat says clout or drunk or credit.
Okay. Eric, nothing?
Yeah,
You're
I
like
got
me, aren't
nothing.
you? All right.
There's nobody that actually enjoys this. They just want to either get drunk or
Drunk. Wow.
Who
Good
left?
job, Brian.
Let's do number 25 next.
Okay.
Your policy says shirt, tie, and jacket are required. I am wearing those. And they let him in.
I love that for him. I mean, this is a guy.
I love this guy.
Me too. I can't tell if he was like the original or if he was just sort of like punk rock.
Your policy says.
Tell if he was like the original.
All right. I know we're talking about Dick Nunes.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
And you're the one who said it.
I don't even have a guess.
Hey, we've got hipster in the chat.
Original.
We got Karen in the chat.
I don't know. Gangster?
Gangster.
I don't know.
If anything, I think it'll be hipster. Let's find out.
Hipster probably works. I love this guy.
Me too. I can't tell if he was like the original Karen.
Karen. Good grief.
Ryan got it. Wow.
Ryan needs a hobby.
Good job, Ryan. Okay, and last one is number 21.
Oh my goodness.
Like, okay, yeah.
Right,
you know what? I record a podcast, so the people that I'm recording are over there. Those two guys they're waving.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're
They're what?
There. What? Those two guys they're waving.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're. Oh, what was I talking about? It's when I was like stuck in the security line and they wouldn't let me in with my microphones.
That's right.
Those are my hosts. Let's find out.
Those two guys they're waving.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're hilarious.
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
You're very kind to your co-hosts.
Oh. Sucker. All right. Well, there you go, everybody. The chat won by, I think at least they got 20 points. I got, 4. Eric got 3, which is not as big of a deficit as I was hoping, to be honest with you. Also, point of correction, Taren. Bob Iger's salary for 2024 rose 30% to $41.1 million. Yeah.
That was for 2024?
Yeah.
All the articles are saying 2025.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
There you go.
Lucky guy.
I was even going to put that as one of my good points. I'm like, well, that's just obviously snarky.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
That's not the point of the show.
Can't feel too great for him.
No, yeah, absolutely not. I mean, everyone's going to know then at that point that it's not really don't think it's good that his
Jason,
salary rose that much. Yeah.
What's happening on the other shows on the network?
Well, I'll tell you, but before I do, why don't you guys run out to your why don't you run out to the place you buy fantastic craft beer and grab the latest release from the 21st Amendment called Hell or High Twilight, which I had some. That wasn't it. I had a Michelada when we went to 2&A the other day. That was a weird. I could see the appeal of it, but like I'm not a Bloody Mary guy. And the bartender asked me, she goes, "Are you a Bloody Mary guy?" I go, "Absolutely not. I can't deal with it." She goes, "Well, you're not going to like this." And I go, "I know, but give it to me anyways." And she was right.
Yeah,
She was absolutely right.
my thing.
But it was like very spicy, and I could see the appeal for it. You know what I mean? Like it's a drink I've never had, and they make their own sauce, for lack of a better term.
Nice.
At the 2&A, so it's like house made, and it's done really well, and the spice level is good, and you have it with a Mexican lager in there, and I could see the appeal 100%. And they put like the salt, the seasoned salt around the rim. And it's cool. But I just was like, it's not. I don't know. I can't.
Too much tomato.
That's exactly what it is. But again, and I'm like, I guess she was right. I guess I should have listened to the person who knows what they're talking about. So I went and had a pale ale instead.
All right.
Yeah, but that's my story. So Sully, I'm sorry that I now stopped doing your read and told everyone how I didn't like your Michelada, which I feel bad about, but I can't go back now.
But the thing is,
you know what I mean?
But the Michelada, I think like as Micheladas go, it was probably a really good one. It's just not my thing, right? It's just not my thing. That's all. But
if you like Micheladas, you'll probably like this one.
I did have the Hell or High Twilight though, and Mwah. Chef kiss.
Taren's on her TikTok cringe today. Don't mind her.
Shut up. First of all, rude. Second of all, you're probably right.
Yeah. But anyway, check it out. Hell or High Twilight. I describe it as a sort of an American wheat beer, like American wit. You know what I mean? So there's like these like citrus spices, little spicy notes in there.
Oh, nice.
It's a very delicious beer. It is unlike any beer that I've had, and I can say that quite honestly. It's a brighter version of an American wheat beer. You're going to love it if you like that kind of beer. If you like a really nice sort of mellow beer that's not going to give you a whole lot of flavor. You know, a lot of these people like flavor in their beer these days. I'm butchering this whole thing. Sully's going to be like, he's going to cancel. But like, I mean it in a nice way. And then I get in my head about it and I go like, oh, yeah. You know, people like flavor. Well, I'll tell you who doesn't have flavor. 21st Amendment beers. Tastes just like water. That's all it is. Just water in there. So be sure to get your water.
You're going to have a
And
text from
flavors.
Sully like right now.
I know, man. This is my problem. And this is the thing is he wrote out the read for me.
You're just not reading it.
Well, no, because it's like I didn't remember. God, my ears are these headphones are making my ears itch.
There's so many issues.
I know, dude. Well, this is the problem. My brain.
That's
no,
part of the
like, and I
read.
didn't.
That's what
I didn't-
Sully wrote.
Yeah, I didn't pull it up, and so now we're sitting here, and I should have just taken the time, but I have a hard time differentiating between live radio and I can just edit this part out in a podcast form. So I should have taken the time to pull it up.
He's not
but
in
I
the live
didn't.
chat, is he?
No.
So do you want to go back?
No.
Okay.
I mean, go back. What do you mean go back? I'm not going to go back for anything.
Like take two.
No, because, you know, we've already been doing it for too long. It's fine. But anyway, if you're into, if you're, I don't know, man.
Flavors.
Yeah.
21A.
If you get crazy flavoring your rice, well, let me tell you, I have a beverage for you to drink. No, in all seriousness, 21st Amendment, check them out wherever great craft beer is sold. They are a fantastic brewery. Sully's a great guy. He supports this show and listens quite often, actually, which I still don't understand why. I mean, he's a busy guy. And, you know, he listens to this weird ass show, and he's a big supporter of us and of the network. And so, you know, like-minded people over there at the 21st Amendment, we love them. They have great beer. And if you're in the Bay Area, go to their main production plant in San Leandro. And I say plant, it's a giant brewery, but has a fantastic outdoor space. That's where we go whenever we want to get away and, you know, pretend like it's 2018 all over again as we sit outside and have a couple beers. It's a good time. And then if you're flying into the city or going into San Francisco or whatever, go to their brewery at 563 2nd Street when they have a great menu there. You can sit down, have a good beer, and they do a little brewing over there as well, too. Sully actually brews those beers. I guess they're like pilot batches or whatever. So there's stuff on tap over there in San Francisco that you don't find over in San Leandro. It's a good time either way. And you know what I think we're going to do is sometimes we'll meet Mr. P over there for San Leandro beers. But maybe we'll put it in the Discord next time we go over there.
Cool.
And we'll meet. We'll meet and we'll hang out for a little bit. Everyone can
idea.
watch Alice run around and
She loves it. It's like her little playland.
it's a giant outdoor space, man. And it's just these big, long family style picnic tables. And, you know, we get there at noon when they open and we just hang out for a couple hours. And the food is really good. Cheese curds all around. And it's a fun, mellow time, man. So check it out. 21st Amendment. They're great people. Go buy Hell or High Twilight. That's the latest seasonal release. It's good stuff. All right. Hey, Eric.
Hey,
what's
what?
going on the other shows over there on the networks that we have?
It's the question I asked you earlier, but now it's my turn to answer it.
Well, that's what we do here on the show. We leave you guessing.
All right. It's like a pickleball match for
I don't even know what pickleball is, man.
On Bantha Milk Podcast, they just completed watching and reviewing The Skeleton Crew. They're getting ready for Star Wars Podcast Day, which is on February 7th. They were going to have a special show they're releasing on that day. That's the day that a large amount of Star Wars podcasts get together. It's the celebration of one of the, I can't remember the name of the original podcast. This isn't in the notes, but one of the first Star Wars podcasts began on February 7th. So all of the other shows
Nice.
get together and they release an episode on that day. So look forward to that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Puny Pod recently reviewed Spider-Man Far From Home. This is our Marvel podcast, which
when you say puny pod, it sounds like you're trying to insult them. Puny pod. You had like a little like a tweak in your voice. It's like, you puny pod.
I should say it the way it's supposed to be said. Puny Pod.
Yes.
Like
only
the Hulk.
ever do that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Puny Pod recently reviewed Spider-Man Far From Home, which concluded Phase 3 of the MCU. They recently did their 2024 year in review and did a fun draft of 2025 Marvel properties. Next up, they're reviewing the entire Phase 3 of MCU movies. That won't be on one episode. That'll be for the next, 3 years.
Speaking of Spider-Man, Tom Holland has a non-alcoholic beer out now.
I saw that.
And so I'm like, oh, maybe. I wonder if he's doing any press for it. And I wonder maybe if I can get him on one of my shows.
All the shows.
Yeah.
He fits in every category.
I know, right?
Maybe the folks from Puny Pod should reach out to Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, David. He's responding in the chat here. Scraping the Vault is going to eventually watch Hot Frosty much long after the season is done.
Yes, please.
But their last episode was on Be Somebody or Be Somebody's Fool, the informational video from Mr. T himself. It's a great episode. An instant classic. And those fools over at the Supreme Resort, for some reason, decided to not review hotels for a couple of episodes. They did a Wheel of Clickbaity Nonsense, which is the show that we do when we just want to make fun of clickbait articles about Disney stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And our next episode is on talk about instant classic and timely. We're going to be talking about the Hall of Presidents versus Mr. Lincoln at Disney.
Oh, man.
So
I can already tell you who wins, but okay. But you guys go ahead and do that.
we're going to do 2 episodes on it. It'll be great.
I'm sorry. I just have to say, there is absolutely zero chance that Disney wins this.
You mean Disney World?
No, Disneyland.
Disneyland, okay.
Because oh, sorry, I did say Disney.
Yeah, you did.
There's no way that
Wait.
Disneyland wins this because it's one animatronic versus 50. 47. Oh. There's just no chance. It's so much better at Disney World, but you know what? You do you. Whoever has Disneyland, I'm sorry.
Well, we've got
Look, they don't do the show. Apparently, we just did the show for you, Eric. There you go.
Okay, thanks. That saves me some research.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else?
On the next Ears Up, I don't know. I'll have to look at the calendar.
You're leaving out the best show,
Wow.
the most recent show to join the network, the
that's right.
Buena
I need to
Vista
remember to ask
Boys.
you guys.
Yeah, the Buena Vista Boys. We just wrapped up our final episode of the season. See, I was finally smart, and I did seasons, so I could stop. I could take a break. So we did our 10th episode. It was from a movie called A Tiger Walks, which isn't on Disney Plus. It's on YouTube. You can find it on some random dude's YouTube channel in lovely 480p. And it's a movie that has a lot of fog in it. And if you know anything about fog and the nature of fog, and if you know anything about the resolution and the nature of resolutions, the lower the resolution, the harder it is to see. And if you know anything about fog and the nature of fog, and it's hard to see, and you put those two things together, it's impossible to see half of this movie. So it's almost like a horror movie, but not really. It is I'm telling you, it is impossible to see some of this stuff. But overall, not a bad movie. And that's me saying it. So, check it out. That's our last episode. And we're going to take a couple months break and plan out season 2. And then we're going to come back and, do some more live action Disney movies. I told Dan, he's like, you better do Perry. I'm like, if I do Perry.
He just wrote it again.
There you go. I said, you're going to be on. I will
What is
bring you.
Perry?
It's some movie that Dan's obsessed with about a squirrel.
It's from the same author that wrote Bambi.
Okay. Clearly, it didn't go as well.
Oh, this is a live action one.
See,
Okay.
there you go. Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what's happening. Anyway,
A squirrel has a dream sequence in this movie.
Well, squirrels dream too. I mean,
do they?
Do they not?
Barry does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go, man. All right. Well, that's what's happening on the network, everybody, and we'll give you updates about the other shows to check out. But if you want to get all the shows, you can just go to EarzUp-podcast.com. Also, we are on Blue Sky. You can check out Blue Sky. We're not on Twitter anymore. We're still on Instagram, but only just to repost shows. But all the shows are going to be posted on the Blue Sky channel and Instagram as well, so you can check that out, and hopefully we'll have some interaction here in a little bit, and learn about social media together, because I don't know. I don't know anything.
Hooray.
Yeah, but check us out over there. All right, everybody. Let's see. I haven't been playing the music.
Oh, that's right. Okay. We're not done.
No, we're done, Taren. Get out of town.
Maybe you're done.
All right, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys turning in. This is the 2024 year in review. And again, apologize for the delay, but we needed a nice little break, from posting. We went offline for a second. It was cool, but we'll be back in another couple weeks with some more shows. So stay tuned. Hit us over on the website. And until then, we'll see you in the parks.